There has never been a better time to be caught up to One Piece. If you are watching this video and you are either thinking about getting into the series, or you're one of those individuals in my comments section who is telling me they're either catching up or waiting for Wano to end before they catch up, I'm here to tell you today, this is the best time to catch up to the series. What's about to take place based on the most recent chapters and where we think this is going to go is going to have the weekly One Piece experience at its absolute peak. Why do I say that? Because not only do arc climaxes always have the interest level really high, but y'all know, for the individuals who are already into the series, and for people who are not into the series, there's a certain section within every One Piece arc, which is the post-arc section, that has community, at least from a weekly standpoint. That is when the discussion, the hype, the speculation, the theories, all of it are at its absolute peak. And what we're about to have at the end of the current arc in the manga could potentially be the very last major setup like this before we enter the final stretch of the series. Because after Wano, according to the editors, we're about 85% done after this arc ends. So the final 15% of this series, the setup that is currently being put in place from before this arc started, during this arc, and now after this arc, we're going to be in a situation to where that's going to be some of our final opportunities to speculate on where the story can go from here on out, which is some of the best stuff about experiencing this series weekly. So if you would like to be a part of this legendary journey, this journey that so many of us have been on for so many years, this is the best time to catch up to the series. Because I don't know how long it's going to take for this arc to finish, but what I can tell you is that we are in climax mode. We are in extreme peak mode right now. Oda has not missed. I mean, he's never missed, but right now the man is delivering each and every single week, chapter in, chapter out, and it's going insane. The interest is peaking every single week. And so now is the best time to get into the series because it's going crazy. It's going crazy. Both the anime is going nuts and the manga. But specifically here in this video talking about the manga and the weekly experience of the manga, it is getting insane. We are living through, I've heard so many times in comments, I wish I could have experienced Marineford weekly. We are experiencing something very similar to that right now. We have no idea what's going to happen in the final couple volumes of Wano. It is insane. Anything can happen. And what's the craziest part about that is that the most insane stuff that's going to take place here is going to take place after this arc ends. And we start seeing all of that setup, all of the payoff, and then the setup after that payoff to these mysteries that have been built up that we know we're going to get at least some sliver of an answer for at the end of this arc. And so this is why I wanted to make this video now. Because what the last chapter showed me is that we are entering insane ending content for the series, but especially for this arc. And with the interest level, with the excitement level that the community has been experiencing with thanks to these last couple chapters, and especially this week's chapter, it's time, man. It's time. If you have been holding off on catching up to the series, now is the time. Or at the very least, soon. You could start catching up now, and so you can be caught up soon. Because when I tell y'all, based on where things are going, not only could you have the potential of being spoiled because of the amount of conversations that are going to be going around this stuff, but it's just so much fun to be a part of these conversations. If you're like me and you love taking part in the theorizing section of what makes series like One Piece and looking at TV series like Game of Thrones, you know, these series that make you want to speculate what's going to happen next, make you really think about what could potentially happen in the next chapter, next episode, whatever it is. This is the time. Because when we reach what could, like I said, potentially be the last time that we'll have, the last opportunity that we'll have to speculate on how the series is going to go from there, because I guarantee after this arc ends, we are going to see the vision. The map will be laid out. We're going to have a general idea of how things are going to go from here on out. And so, because of that, the end of this arc and the post-arc stuff is going to be out of this world insane. So, if you are thinking about catching back up to the series, like I said, now's the time. Now's the time. If you've been somebody who's been reading for a long time, prefer to read it in binge, I understand. You do you. You do you. You wait for this arc to end and you binge it, legendary experience incoming. But if you are an individual who prefers the weekly experience when it comes to the discussions, when it comes to the theorizing, when it comes to the hype that you know, if you have been a part of this community, and even individuals who are not a part of this community, y'all see how hype we get when stuff starts going down. And we're about to get that times 30. We are about to get that times 30. The end of this arc is going to be nuts. And so, if you want to be a part of that, if you want to be a part of that interest, that excitement, that stuff happening, bro, now is the time. I'm telling y'all, based on this last chapter, now is the time. And so the weekly experience is something I value so much. I loved catching up to this series, but the weekly experience has been my favorite part of this One Piece journey. And I truly do believe that we have yet to see the peak, even though we have had so many legendary moments. What this last chapter showed me is that we have yet to see the peak. And so, with the arc's conclusion around the corner, with the climax around the corner, now is the time. It's only going to get crazier. The fun times are only going to continue to rise, and more situations are going to continue to rise, more theories. So, now's the time, man. Like, I cannot stress this enough. It's going to get crazy. I can already tell, just based on the trajectory that I think things are going to be going in, this is going to be on the level of the final volume of Marineford. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be on some legendary status where we could have the final volume. Imagine this. Imagine as people who are caught up to the series. Imagine the final volume of Marineford with the Reverie volume. That's literally what I think we're about to get. I think we're about to get finale of Marineford legendary stuff, followed by a Reverie type of volume. And so, because of that, it's like, dog, we're gonna get the best of both worlds. And so, yes, please, if you are one of those individuals, I know I keep up with so many of the comments, especially of people who are either anime only or are waiting for the arc to catch up. Like I said, you do you. You think, well, whenever you want to catch up, you can do that. But the intrigue level, the hype level, the excitement level is about to be at max, man. I already feel like it's at max. I can only imagine how things are going to be once we get closer to the end. So if you would like to be a part of that legendary weekly experience that we're about to have here at the end of Wano, now is the time to catch up to the series, man. If it's for you. Maybe Wano's not for you, maybe you won't enjoy it. Then, you know, that'll definitely be you and the way that you experience it. But if you're someone like me who has been genuinely enjoying the flag notes of this arc, and every week just gets more and more exciting, we're in a situation to where even people who haven't been enjoying this arc are finding intrigue and interest into the current developments of the story, then now is the time, man. I will see y'all next time. Let me know if you're caught up to the series, if you agree or disagree with me, that this is the time to catch up. And if you are somebody who is thinking about catching up to the series, are you going to do it with the anime or the manga? Let me know on that end. You can honestly go with both. They've both been fantastic. They both have always been fantastic. The manga, of course, being my preferred experience, but I love the anime with every fiber of my being as well. I love them pretty much equally. You know what I mean? And then when it comes to the what's about to take place in the series, for, like I said, for individuals who have let the series stack, are you considering catching back up to it? When do you think you're going to catch back up to it? Are you going to do it soon, at the end of the arc? Let me know all of that in the comments down below. But until next time, I will see y'all. What a great time it is to be a fan of this story. I'm telling y'all this right now, man. It is 2022 is going to go bonkers for this manga, man. Let's go, dude.